been quiet about it, but like I've been talking about high school. All right, so here's the thing. So in the Gospel of Mark, like Jesus goes up to him and he goes, right, like there's the dude and he's like all crazy or whatever and blah 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 whatever, whether it happened or not. And they go, what does that have to do with Most High God or whatever they say, and whatever translation was. And then Jesus looks at him because, like, I mean, I thought he was God. So you think if you were actually God, you'd know everything, but he apparently doesn't. Like, he looks at him and goes, what's your name? And they go, my name is Legion, right? They say that, right? And I've been thinking a lot about it because Legion, like, because there's a bunch of stuff that's going on behind the scenes that, like, I don't really think it's important for everybody, you know. It may be important. It's not some of this stuff, man. Like, I know all this stuff. Like, some of this stuff, I'm just like, God, do I really need to know? Like, I know all kinds of stuff, but I'm just like, I can just see it, and I'm just like, it's like Neo in the Matrix, man. Like, God's like Morpheus, and I'm like Neo. And he's like, jump across the thing, and it's like, yeah, okay, I jumped across it, and I can jump across it, but do I really need to know it? I don't even pay attention to it anymore. But anyway, that's me and God's own personal thing. So anyway. So, here's the thing. So they say, my name is Legion. All right, so Legion, right, is 2,000. There's 2,000, right? And they say their name is Legion, right? The reason why that's important, why is it connected to you, is because the Roman numeral for 2,000 would be M&M, right? If you take M&M, like you got an M like this, I'll explain to you like stupid terms, like how I think, like stupid. So you got an M and you got an M. You got two of them. If you put it like this, it becomes an E. If you put it like this, it becomes a W. If you put it like this, right, it becomes a C. It becomes a 3. So what you have is like you have a bunch of M&M. You got 13 and 13, which becomes 26 because it's 2 13s, or it becomes 44, right? If you put it like this, it becomes an E, it becomes a 5, right? But you got two of them, so you have 55. If you put it like this, it becomes a W, which becomes 23, and it becomes a 55. If you put it like this, it becomes a 33. Jesus is killed at 33. That's why it's Legion. See, there's a bunch of stuff that people don't really need to know. Why I know that it's satanic teaching, because why does he say there's 2,000 of us? Because, and why does he say we are Legion? He says we are Legion because it's a cheat code for me, right? We are Legion because there's 4,000 to 6,000 in an actual legion in a Roman army. But he says, we are Legion. There's 2,000 of us. And it's telling me because the Roman numeral in 2,000 is M and M, right? M and M, which becomes 26, which becomes, if you flip it, and it becomes 44, it becomes 55, it becomes, I'm just telling you, man, there's a bunch of different stuff going on. Does everybody need to know? I don't even need to know. There's a lot of stuff. Like I started, like the numbers came, like I could translate like these words and everything. It's just like, God, do I really need to know this? Because it'll drive you. If you really knew how to do it and you could see it. Like I ignore it. I ignore more stuff in one day than most people know in their whole life. If you took like every preacher of all time since Jesus Christ, and you took all their sermons of all time for the last 2,000 years, all their sermons, and you put it up to like, I tell you more than 10 minutes than they told you in 2,000 years. All of them. It might have to be like all the books and everything. I can tell you more than 10 minutes than they know. I mean, I'm not trying to be bigger, like whatever, because it's fucking annoying. I'm just because like you gotta get to the point. God's trained me to the point where like I ignore most stuff because it's just life that's going on. But I can see behind the curtain. And once you see behind the curtain, like there's whatever. But I'm just saying. That's why they say there's 2,000 of us. Our name's Legion because it's a cheat code for me. Because Legion is 2,000 in the Roman numeral for 2,000 is M&M. It's an M&M. And then God knew that he would like whatever. M&M, it becomes 13 and 13, right? But if you flip it, it becomes an E. And you'll be like, well, that's 55. But E is a V because it's the fifth letter in Roman numeral, and a V is 22. It becomes 44. It becomes this fucking idiot. It becomes 44. And then if you flip it again, it becomes a W, and it becomes 23, which is the water. But there's a bunch of stuff that I know. It becomes 55 again. If you go like this, it becomes 33, which is when Jesus was killed. And I'm just saying.